Hudson Yards has been growing like crazy in this past few months, and it seems like they're kicking the winter into high gear with a lot of new shops, restaurants, and places to take photos and other attractions. So I'm excited to check out what's happening here in Hudson Yards. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. There's some decorations being set up right there in the distance. New cafes have been opening up, like Daily Provisions. Let's walk around this area. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. So first things first, right now we are not in what people knew mostly as the traditional Hudson Yards, which is after 10th Avenue. We're actually right before 10th, between 10th and 9th, and there's this entire new complex set up. People might already know the Whole Foods that's right over here, but there's a lot of new stuff opening up right in this immediate area. There's a cool new cafe called Black Fox, which I enjoy, from downtown Manhattan, just opened up here around the corner. And here we have Citizens. Citizens of Soho. I'm not sure if it's a hotel, but it's definitely a brunch place on my list for the top avocado toasts vlog that I did quite a while ago. But it's a whole entirely new like food court slash mall that's happening here. Hey Romol, nice to see you here. Hello Susie, welcome. So entire like new food court and mall opening up in this section. And let me point out the cafe that's around the corner. Pat says not Citizens Bank. No, this is Citizens. It should be associated with the brunch place. Hey Kay, nice to see you here. Welcome. Hello Laureen. Welcome Adam. Good news, I'm able to go back live on Facebook, so welcome Facebookers. Hello Danielise. Haven't seen you live in a while. Welcome. Here's the entrance to the Lincoln Tunnel. And right there is the Empire State Building in the distance. And right here in this, I think it might be a hotel. Yeah, look how gorgeous the building is. It's called the Pendry. Might be pronounced Pendry, but I think it's Pendry. Gorgeous, gorgeous hotel. Now, pro tip now in New York City and a few other cities around the world, including Dublin, and I encountered this in Boston and a few other cities. There are all good coffee shops now being opened up in these newer boutique hotels. So here we have a Black Fox coffee shop open. Same guys as the ones in downtown Manhattan right by Wall Street. And you can have your coffee in the hotel lobby, which is nice. Very comfy hotel lobby. Hey, Ramiz says yes, coffee. Hello Susie, hello Jeannie, hello George. So people are asking, where are we at? Hudson Yards. Hudson Yards is one of the newer neighborhoods to pop up on the island of Manhattan towards the west side. Agnes, I see you here. And sorry everyone for being a little bit late. I gave a heads up on text, but not everyone might have spotted that. Should all book there for the night, says Marina. It'll be cool, you know. I would love to try out this hotel, actually, the Pendry. Looks really awesome. Probably not good views because it's blocked by a bunch of buildings. Christine says, are you feeling better? Not so much. I still am full and common cold. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I've been home sick with the common cold. Don't worry, it's nothing worse. It's just the common cold. It looks clean, says Pat. All right, so this is where we started, but let's go a little bit further down and show you the new decorations are popping up here. ABX girl, nice to see you here. Veronica, life is not easy to catch you these days. Oh no, Veronica, my best wishes go to you. Drink lots of tea and honey, says Adam. Indeed. Exactly what I'm doing. Ooh, some good honey from upstate New York. So here they're building a skating rink, it appears. New shops are popping up here as well. One called Peachy, Rotham's. Seems like a general men's clothing store. A Starbucks. It wouldn't be a new development without Starbucks. Donald says, you're an uncommon person with a common cold. Donald, thank you so much. Here is something interesting. The Midnight Theater. Magic, music, comedy, Broadway, and food. Oh, that's an interesting combination. Right next door, there is a restaurant called Zuzu's. There is a Zuzu's I went to in Florence, but I don't think it is the same one. Wine and spirits. And if you're a fan of hockey, an HL store, because the stadium is right next door. Hey, Joe, welcome. I usually get summer cold. Oh, Susie. Only you would get a summer cold. Wow, that area is growing up fast. It is. It is. Hey, Pat. Nice to see you here, Pat. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. Ooh, wow. What is this? So this is the new complex that has been built here in Hudson Yards. Gorgeous and empty. I don't think people have found out about it. I don't think it's officially open yet, but it seems to be a activation. That's what it's called when a brand does like some type of event. It's called an activation. It seems to be an activation of Citrovia. Let me know what Citrovia is. Something about lemons. When life gives you lemons, you make a very Instagrammable decorations for all the tourists in New York. That's what happens when life gives you lemons. Susie says it's fake lemons. Yeah, indeed it is. Indeed they are. What is this place in Hudson Yards? I don't know what the place would be called. I think it's called Manhattan West. That's the name. The development is called Manhattan West. Right here. Manhattan West. Susie says you're going to get advice on all the remedies for the cold. Try them all. They'll sort it. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate that. Veronica says, I miss you on FB. They're messing up with other vloggers I watch. Ah, Veronica, I'm back on FB. I just, I redirected people to YT just in case, but I am now currently also live on FB. It is working. Ah. Nice lemon flower. I love lemon flower. Adam says, could use some lemon juice. Indeed. Me too. Ooh, some hot lemon juice with honey. Ooh. And a dash of ginger. And a hint of turmeric. Ooh. Oh yeah. Christine says, if life gives you fake lemons, what do you do then? Precisely this. This is so cool. I am in love with this little place here. This little plaza. Picasso says lemons are good for the winter because they give you vitamin C. Indeed they do. Oh, this is awesome. I wish it wasn't so cold. It is very cold today. It's about 43, 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Not used to this cold yet. Plenty of lemons for the vodka origins. Okay, yeah. Here's some Christmas decorations at 1 Manhattan West. So this entire complex is called Manhattan West. And here we have the other side of the Moynihan post office, which is being converted. I'm not sure what they're gonna fully do with this side. Let me know if anyone could search it up real quick. I know that Facebook leased parts of the building, but I'm not sure if it's this part. So let me know, what are they doing with the 9th Avenue part of the Moynihan post office? Will New York City gets its first snowfall? New York City usually gets its first snowfall, even if it's just some flurries, in December. It starts snowing much harder and much more frequent January, February, and March are the 3 months where you'll see the most snow in New York. I think if you want to roll the dice, if you are someone who always wanted to see New York City covered in the blankets of snow, your best bet would be to visit on February. Susie says, rub some Vicks decongestion on your on your chest. I'll do the trick. Old school remedy, yeah. March is the worst because of ice. It's 72 in Louisiana. Oh, Teresa, I'm jealous. Hey, panajotes. This is so cool. So cool seating over here. It's marble. Ooh, cold. Cold marble seating. Might as well do a bench test. So let's try a marble bench. Wow, I'm actually, is this real marble? I don't think it's real marble. I don't think so. Made to look like marble. All right, let's try this out. Ooh. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if it's real marble. I have my doubts that it's real marble. But nonetheless, they end up getting that marble texture. Let me know, any stone experts out there, what is a very good alternative to a cheaper alternative to marble. It has that kind of porousness, and it is cold, so it's not quite the best for winter. It's a little bit minus points for that. And but the slope, ooh, the backside. It's a big backside, almost a headrest if you're a shorter person. Not like me, who's a very tall 5'2", but if you were shorter, you'll have a nice headrest. It's nice, tall back. I like that. I like that it's perfect for the legs. So my legs are not dangling, nor are they kind of raised up knees. And I feel spacious. And the views, you got the views of the traffic, but I'm a little bit separated from the traffic, which is nice. And we're undercover right now, so hopefully this stays. This is a nice bench. This is a nice, good classic New York City bench, I think. So it minuses points because it's not winter friendly, because of how cold it is to the touch. It's like a stone sofa, says Lena. Indeed it is a stone sofa. You look like a model sitting on that bench, Marina. So I would give this bench a... This is a passable bench. This gets a 7.4 for me. 7.4 out of 10. Summer will be much more pleasant. It's cultured marble, cheaper and low maintenance. Thank you so much, Panajotas. I appreciate that. Cultured marble. I like the feel of cultured marble. It has a nice feel to it. All right, let's continue exploring what else is on here. Susie says it had no arms. Well, a bench doesn't always have to have arms because most bigger benches don't if they fit multiple people. Only the ones that are unfriendly and meant to prevent people from sleeping, those ones, they insert arms. Here's another men's clothing store. A lot of men's clothing stores popping up here. Wow. It's called Public Rec. Wow. Comfort wear. Oh, women's as well. Hey, JK says Ariel's back. Indeed I am. Pat says, my grandmother made me drink a hot toddy, rub Vicks on my chest, and if it got really heavy cold, I got plaster of some kind. Oh my God, Pat. Your grandmother went full force. I appreciate everyone with the homemade remedies. I appreciate that. So here's an eyewear company, OPR. But hey, the R is a reverse. This would, mess up anyone who has very bad eyesight. Connor says, do you know when phase 2 will commence? What is phase 2? Are they calling it phase 2 Hudson Yards West? I think it's already under construction. I'm not sure when it'll open. I'm not sure when it'll open, but I think it's under construction already. All right, let's go towards the Hudson Yards we all know and love. This is Daily Provisions. Daily Provisions is actually opened up by the same company that owns Shake Shack. Same guy, Denny Myers. His idea behind Daily Provisions was to make a kind of local provision store shop, but on scale. Which is a very interesting idea. They actually have very good fried chicken. I'm not sure if this location sells the fried chicken. They also have good crullers, which are these kind of donuts. Let's see if they have them. They have breakfast. They have roast chicken. They don't have fried chicken, but they do have roast chicken. So it's a good place. It's like if you're familiar in the US with Boston Market, it's like a fancier Boston Market. It's like a better Boston Market with some good pastries and good coffee. I think they use Stumptown coffee, if I'm correct. So yeah, I would recommend it. It's a nice casual food shop. Hey, Joe, so kind of you. Christine, thank you so much for 500 stars. Christine gives 500 stars and Joe gives a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the $5 each of you. Joe says, cold day deserves hot chocolate and coffee. Indeed it does. So Whole Foods, I wish I could show you inside Whole Foods. They have a strict no video policy. Always get kicked out when I try. Here's a new restaurant popped up here. Si Chiamo. Yes, my name is Si Chiamo. Wow, the prices aren't that extreme as I would have feared. So for a pasta, they're charging $20 to $28. But for the steak is $135. Oh my God. Bistec alla Florentina, which I spent about $70. Well, I actually didn't spend it because they ended up giving it to me on the house when I covered Bistec alla Florentina. But $135 is how much they're charging for this restaurant. It seems to be on the second floor. They have an elevator that goes up. Nicole says, I can't wait to travel to New York City next year. Getting even more excited. I'm so glad you are. Ambrose says, just get the burger. They don't have the burger there. Pasta seems reasonable, but I have the feeling that the pasta is tiny. It's a tiny little pasta. If you order the ravioli, it'd probably be like 3 ravioli. I have the feeling. I'm not sure, but I'm getting that vibe. Zoe says, let's go to Boston. I think my friend Action Kid is in Boston. If you want to check out Boston content like at this moment after this video. Hey Mia, nice to see you here. Are you saying that you hear someone from Brazil? There's always Brazilians visiting here in New York City. It's among the most tourists I've seen in the past year. They've been coming from Brazil. I think it's because Brazil is one of the few countries that has allowed tourism, that the US has allowed tourism from. Hey, Jaú. Nice to see you here, Jaú. Oi, tudo bem? I gotta learn more Portuguese. All right, let's cross down here to the Hudson Yards we all know and love. There's the High Line, the spur. And right down here, we have 10th Avenue. We'll be going by the vessel today. Yes, I'll show you the vessel. I don't think we can go up anymore because it is closed, perhaps for good. No one will ever be allowed to walk its steps ever again. How's the weather today? Chilly 45-degree Fahrenheit weather with blazing sun, cool breeze, and mid-range humidity. Is it heavy with tourists in the fall? It's getting that way. It is getting that way. The era of low tourism in New York is coming to an end. If you are a New Yorker that enjoyed going to the popular places without a line, that soon will come into a disappointing end. I was passing through Dominic Ansel Bakery in Soho the other day, which is known for its cronuts. And for the past year and a half, there was no line whatsoever. Maybe on a Friday night or on a Saturday night, but other than that, I could get my cronut only until about 1 to 2 p.m. But now, I passed by the other day, and the line yet again was around the corner. And I knew that that cronut I had a week ago would be the last cronut I will ever have without a line. Times are changing, ladies and gentlemen. So for some reason they put a drone on top of the spur. Let me zoom in on that. You should have just given your live stream from your bed and your head peeking out. But you would be nice and warm, says Susie. I'm warmth soon because I'm going inside the actual mall. But there's a massive drone for some reason on the spur. I guess this is art. Joe says back on FB. Oh, glad you're tuning in, Joe. Is Amazon Go still? I've noticed that all the Amazon Go stores are closed. That's a great question. Hey, Lori, nice to see you here. All right, let's go inside the mall. Who wants to go to the mall? Not the Central Park Mall. No, this time around, we're actually going to a real mall with real stores, real shopping.
Oh, it's right here.
Let's fall in love. All right, let's go. So popular music is playing. That means let's give a shout out to our sponsors. We have around 200 or so, a little bit more than 200 sponsors that are super urbanists. Patreon.com/urbanist. Become a sponsor, and with your sponsorship, I'm able to cover places where there's loud popular music playing, and I can still go live. pretty escalator. So yes, this is one of the more well-decorated places in all of New York City for Christmas, in my opinion. Abel says you have a cold, try a hot whiskey. Oh, that's interesting. Adam says, what does this mall have? I'll show you. This mall has a range of very high-end stores, like Herman Miller, known for its very high-end furniture. I'll actually show you. That's kind of cool. This is a new one. And it has more of your affordable choices. Affordable, but still good quality, in my opinion. Uniqlo. So they're not going as cheap as having a JCPenney's here. No offense if you like it, JCPenney's, but they're not going to have it here. But they're not going super high-end where it is crazy out of means. Super luxury. They have a few luxury places, but nothing too much to these extremes. So don't be deterred from this mall. If you're on the budget, you can go to Uniqlo. I think there's a Zara here as well. There's a few other places that are a little bit more affordable. So welcome. Look at this. Hello, Bob from Vegas. Nice to see you here. You're always so well dressed, says Alexander. Oh, thank you so much, Alexander. I appreciate that. You need one of my special mixtures, guaranteed to cure colds, says KO. I appreciate that, K. Do you shop at Uniqlo? Says Vic. Vic, I do. Yes, I do shop at Uniqlo. Yes. I like their undergarments and their hoodies. So this is Herman Miller. Herman Miller, this is so cool. Herman Miller, famous for its desk chairs. Well, famous for what I want is the Eames chair. Look at that. This is my dream chair, ladies and gentlemen. I review benches for a living. This is, I think, the top of the top. That's what I want. That's what I want. So that's one of the more famous chairs, and they require you to wear a mask here, so I'll wear a mask. It's one of the more famous chairs, literally in chair history, in recent modern chair history. If you're a designer or someone who enjoys reading about that, you'll know about the Eames chair, made by a couple. I think it was around the 1940s or 50s, around there. And it became super popular in the beginning, and it was basically in every single major office or house in the 50s and 60s. Here's like a gadget store. It's like the fancier, sharper image. Lisa says it's my grandmother's favorite, my daughter's favorite chair too. MDN, thank you so much for a $10 super chat. MDN, no, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much for a $10 super chat. Thank you. MDN joining and sponsoring this show. Right over here we have Blue Bottle. I've featured these guys many times. A very good choice for coffee. They sometimes have good pastries and some good sandwiches too. But this is by far, I think, one of the best places for coffee in this entire mall. Does your gold bracelet have meaning? Says Christine. Has a deep, deep, deep meaning to me. It's a long, long story. One that I have to wait until another broadcast to tell you. I just bought it because I like it, Christine. No. I wish I had some special meaning. Maybe it'll be imbued with meaning. as I own it. But no, I just bought it for fun. For guys, here's the suit supply. I think they have women? No, I think it's only men. But of course, anyone can shop here. But it is men's fashion. When I was nominated for the Shorty Awards, Best Live Streamer of the Year, I actually bought my suit over here at the suit supply. I like it. Cool choices inside here. Let me show you more of the stores and I'll show you the decorations too. AG. I never shopped these guys really, but they're known for their jeans. And their jeans are like mid-range. So if you can afford up to $200 for jeans, you're good here. But if you want to go a little bit on the cheaper side, more budget, that's still classic, still great quality, is Levi's. As I mentioned, there's great options here. Ludo says, did I win the award? No, I lost against the host of HQ Trivia, which was a very famous app at that time, 2018. And then completely disappeared and was never heard from again. I'm not sure what happened to that app. I think it just completely crashed and burned, unfortunately. So I lost to a one-hit wonder. My other competition was Vin Diesel. He was the other person nominated because at that time he was making a lot of Facebook live streams, especially for charity. I wouldn't mind losing to Vin Diesel, but losing to a one-hit wonder, oh no. Ivel says, hope you get nominated again. Yes, yes, indeed. Susie says, ooh, buy a Rolex watch. Rolex that is definitely more on the expensive side. Adam says, is Old Navy here? I don't think so. No Old Navy. But they have H&M, Aritzia, and Lululemon. H&M is about the same price range as Old Navy. And I would say it's a bit nicer clothes in terms of its look. Let's not get into how it's made. That's a whole different discussion. Madewell. Here, laundry. Macaroons. And these guys are very popular from Paris. And of course they've expanded here now in a little cart. Here's a craft store from Camp. So kids craft store right over here with ice cream now. Look at that. The huge Humvee. Macaroon, says eyeball. You know, I always mispronounce that. It's not the coconut macaroons, and it's not the Prime Minister Macron. Anyone let me know how to pronounce the laundry kind. Macrons? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. These holidays feel different like the 90s, says Henry. How does it feel different? Does it feel different from the 90s or it feels more like the 90s? Let me know. That's an interesting observation, Henry. Macaron. Remember the horrible tasting macaron that I've tried in Paris, says Kay? Yes, that one. Macaroons. Okay, macaroons. Thank you so much. Macaroons. Thank you so much, Manatotis. Yeah, the macaroons I tried was the Marie Antoinette. I'm not sure if they sell it here in the US, but if you were in Paris and see the Marie Antoinette macaroon, oh, do not try that. It is a horrid tasting macaroon. Any idea which was the first real shopping mall in NYC, says Field? Field, that is an excellent question. Excellent question. I would say the biggest shopping mall in New York City that has been running for the longest consecutive time has been Queens Center Mall in the middle of Queens. That is, I think, the biggest, longest running, and most shopper heavy mall, not just in New York City, but also, I think, one of the most visited malls in the world. And it's still running. I'm not sure if something predates Queens Center Mall, because I remember visiting in the 90s and the entire style looked like it came from the early 80s. But there might have been a mall or two that predated it and has disappeared since then. So if anyone knows that, do let us know. That's a great question. This one was just opened up a few years ago. Why do people walk up the escalator, says Catherine? I don't know. Some people just want to watch the world burn. That's why. Uniqlo right over here. What's down here? Vitra. Tory Burch. And Tiffany is here as well. Wow, this mall is looking more livelier than last year. So I'm not sure if you remember, I visited here last year. Half of the stores were closed. It was much emptier.
I thought really that was like something really needing.
Here's a cologne store. And my favorite fried chicken shop in New York City, one of them at least, is Fuku. Opened up by the same owner of Momofuku, David Chang. He's very famous because he's appeared in a lot of Netflix cooking shows. And he was friends also with Anthony Bourdain. They reopened the chicken shop. That's really cool. It's really full. I'm actually surprised. Because I remember visiting this in the early days. It was always empty. Somehow it got hype. I'm not sure where. But great fried chicken sandwiches. Zoe says, you could pronounce it a different way. Yeah, indeed you can. You can pronounce the U more prominently at the end. Turtle Goes Places. Send a $5 super chat. Says, hello from the Bronx. Great live stream. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you so much, Turtle. Here's Muji, which is a Japanese company known for its Japanesey style. Let's walk in. It's like Chick-fil-A. It's a bit better than Chick-fil-A in my opinion.
Please ask our sales associate for more details. Have a great day and thank you for shopping at Muji.
Ooh, nice soft. For some reason, there's Irish music in this Japanese store in a New York City shop. As you can see, as you can hear, New York City is a very global city. Irish music in the Japanese store in the middle of this great city. I spent a long time in Muji in August, says Lorraine. Oh, you enjoy it. Do you recommend it? Anyone has bought Muji before? I really don't own any of their pieces. Let me know if you recommend their sweaters. Let's investigate. What are the sweaters made of? It's a crew neck sweater. Smoky orange. Made in Cambodia. From the hands of very poor children who are paid under $1 a day. 70% lane. Oh, this is synthetic fibers. Interesting. Lorene says I have a blouse and a lot of containers. That's cool. So everything here is accessible in the entire complex. There's elevators everywhere. I have not encountered steps to any of the food places or shops or to the bathroom. So everything should be accessible here in Hudson Yards.
So Cindy.
Annie says, isn't burnt orange just called rust? It could be, yeah. It's cheap, but it's mostly, if it's cheap, it's mostly synthetic. Yes, it's mostly synthetic. Probably, I'm not sure I pronounced that. Uniqlo. And let's see what's down here. Oh, this is the bathrooms. Let's go upstairs. Ida says, all back to Ireland. Oh, I can't wait to go back at some point. Let's go upstairs. Is that a hint that the next destination is cold, says Ronald? Definitely a New York vibe, says Annie. Is this mall pet friendly? I don't think so. I don't think so, no. Some people might sneak in their pets, but I don't think it's supposed to be. Let's go upstairs. We'll see a better view of the parachute. Helen says you missed the crack. Indeed, I do miss the crack. The Irish crack. Wendy says, please, yes. I don't fit in Uniqlo anymore. Too much pizza over the years, says Henry. Uniqlo, I think, is now selling much larger sizes, but I feel you. Some places, if you're in New York, for larger sizes, where have I gone that was very good for larger sizes? Polo, try Ralph Lauren. That's a little bit more of the expensive side. Bonobos. Try Bonobos. Henry, if you ever visit New York, visit a Bonobo store. They're now selling very large sizes. It's nice. Okay, here's the better view of this huge parachute. I mean, not parachute, Joe says this mall looks like I couldn't even afford to window shop. Joe, it might have that appearance. I know a lot of people think this mall looks super ritzy. As I mentioned, there's places here that are very affordable. Uniqlo's prices are in line with the Gap, if you're familiar with the US. If you're familiar with UK, they're in line with like Marks and Spencer's. They're not that expensive. And there's a few other shops here that are just like that. Susie says Beyond the Edge might have post. Oh, interesting. So right here is the vessel, which is now closed. Happy says, I appreciate. All right, let's go one more story up. Wow. Eibel says, why is the vessel closed? Unfortunately, a few people have committed suicide off the vessel. I think it was during opening hours, so it was all in public view. And that's why they've closed it since then, unfortunately. Well-dressed people in the mall always. Yeah, people do dress well here in New York City. Yeah. So here's Zara. Wow, they made Zara look very fancy. I mean, Zara always looks nice, but made it look extra fancy here. So if you're not familiar with Zara, Zara is basically right now one of the biggest clothing brands in the entire world. The guy who owns it, who's Spaniard, he's worth, I think, $60 billion, an insane amount, and almost no one knows how he looks like. Because the man is super private. Louise says, I'm preparing to go to New Jersey next month. Ooh, Louise, cool. I hope you hop over to New York one of those days. As you're visiting good old New Jersey. I wonder how the decorations are in New Jersey. Here's a place that's in Chelsea Market. They opened up here. Miznon, which is known for its pitas. So in the pita, they have vegetable ones. Lisa says, maybe a falafel? It is tempting. I haven't tried these guys yet. Slow cooked beef and stew. Wow. They don't have falafel, no. Hey, I have the slow cooked beef pita. Okay, so let's wait for it. I'm so excited. Lamb can be tasteless, says Timothy. I ordered a slow-cooked beef stew with root vegetables. Please coming up. No soda with mine, says Wendy. And okay. Is there a reason why no one shows a Christmas tree outside the New York Stock Exchange? IPO, I show it nearly every single year for Christmas. Most of my colleagues do as well. Just watch for any of the videos that walk through Wall Street area. Be solid. All right, let me see if we can see. Slow cooked beef? Is this the slow cooked beef?